Welcome back. Now, researchers use the difference in difference econometric modeling strategy to calculate happiness before and during the lockdown. The researchers studied 3 very diverse countries, which are South Africa, New Zealand, as well as Australia, to measure this. And they took factors including the money, political situation, as well as demographic factors. So let's find out more about the outcomes then. I'm joined by the University of Johannesburg's wellbeing economist, that's Professor Talita Grayling. Professor, thank you so much for your time and welcome to ENCA. I think firstly, let's try and understand what this difference in difference econometric modeling strategy is. Just please give us some context there.
Well, you're asking now a question which is quite intricate even in econometrics, so I'm going to try to explain it as simply as I can. What we're doing is we're trying to simulate a real-life experiment as you would have done in a laboratory, or some kind where you have a control group and you've got your normal group where you actually, say for example, you have a cancer or cancer medicine that you're testing, you will give it to one group and you won't give it to the other group and see what's the outcome. Now, we try to simulate the same thing. So in 2019, we didn't have the pandemic, and in 2020, we did have the pandemic. So we compare the two and we then look at the outcome to see if the treatment, in this case, the treatment is then COVID-19, if it did have an effect on the well-being of people or not.
And I understand that you did this with 3 very diverse, countries, namely Australia, New Zealand, as well as South Africa. What were your findings then there?
Well, interesting is that even if they are so diverse, and even if their lockdown measures are very, very different, there's definitely a very negative effect of lockdown. Now, this method, difference in difference, gives you the opportunity to actually determine causality. So what caused this negative effect on the well-being? And we can say for sure it's the lockdown itself. The lockdown caused unhappiness.
Right. And with that being said, there were also factors that you had into consideration here. That is money, obviously the political situation and the demographic factors. So let's start then with money. When we look at, money, funding, incomes, what did you find there?
Remember that we've got limited variables that we can actually include in modeling, such as these. And the variable we did include is jobs or job searches. So it's not a direct money, but what we found is that is significant. People are very, very concerned about their future income, and then we tested specifically for jobs. So the concern about jobs is even bigger than the concern about COVID itself at this stage.
Any political concerns you found?
Political, I can't tell because we didn't test for that. So you have to have certain variables that can measure the political stability. At this time, we probably will refer to trust into the political system. We can pick that up from the tweets itself, but not from the modeling. And from the tweets itself, what we found is initially a lot of trust. And as it progressed through the pandemic, controversial things were said, the trust actually declined.
And also, just from, some of the individuals that you have done this survey with, what do they say in terms of what they would like to see, or some sort of relief they would like to get right now as we're going through lockdown? Yes, in different levels. We're at level 3, and, some countries are at their different levels, but what sort of relief are they looking for?
Remember that we don't do a survey, but we use big data analyses. So in most of our variables, it's either Google Trend, big data, or Twitter. So it's never a survey where we ask a person a question, which actually have the benefit because you've got a very objective view of what people really think. And what we pick up from our big data is that people don't understand the lockdown, they can't understand the logic behind it, and from an economic perspective, definitely they would like the lockdown to be lifted so that the economy can grow again.
I just want to bring this as well. We've just heard that the South Africa's economy has shrunk 2% in the first quarter, and just, off the cuff, what impact then could this have on happiness levels, do you think?
Well, one of the determinants of happiness is your income levels and your employment levels. And definitely it's got a negative relationship. In other words, if unemployment increases, your happiness will decrease. The same with money, the same with spending. So there's always a negative relationship there. A decrease in money, well, positive, it will also decrease happiness.
Right. All right. Thank you so much for that information. Quite enlightening there. Thank you so much. That's Professor Talita joining us there from the University of Johannesburg. That's an economist, well-being economist at that, Professor Talita Grayling.